jumping it up here at midcourt, and no jump there for PJ Ramos as he lets Deguara have the first possession here.
Well, as you mentioned, Martin, earlier, the matchup that we are all looking for today is between PJ Ramos and Sam Deguara, because in their first encounter here in ABL Season 9, Sam Deguara had 3 personal fouls early in the first quarter. So I'm sure that we will be
going into the stands there. So 9:38 here in the first quarter, and that is John Shu nailing the jumper. Now, interesting situation here also, Bea, for Hong Kong Eastern, because tonight they will not have Lee Kee, one of their more consistent shooters, one of the best local 2 guards in the league, and they also lost Woo Chuk Pan, which is their secondary center behind Sam Deguara, standing 6'8". That's a big loss for Hong Kong Eastern, because now they have a thin front line to work with.
definitely after Woo Chuk Pan, actually, there's only a 6'5", 6'4" guard after him. So Sam Deguara has to be wary about his personal fouls. He already has one early in the first quarter. They need him to enter the playing field all throughout the 4 quarters, as we see Elliott shooting his first 3 of the ballgame.
5-0 here for Hong Kong Eastern. Marcus Elliott able to nail it from the outside. Balkman tried to go on the floor for Alab. Again, they're using Urbistondo as the 2 guard. And PJ Ramos knocking down a mid-range J to open the scoring here for the home squad.
Good indication for PJ Ramos, and the rest of Alab Pilipinas is outside shooting, clicking early in the ball game that will force Sam Deguara to go out of the shaded area and challenge his shot.
And that's the decision now for Coach Jimmy Alapag. Do they post up PJ Ramos, or do they use him on the pick and pop? But so far, Ramos taking the outside shots. John Shu still hot here in the first quarter. Duke is very well with the Darian Bassett because they play similar styles.
Both lethal scorers, both can shoot very well and break down their defenders, but so far so good.
So far so good for them. These guys also have known each other a long time, ever since high school. So that's how they built their chemistry here in Hong Kong Eastern. And Deguara getting the rebound there. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas stopped from the painted area. So Darian Bassett, ODB, unable to knock in that jumper. Rebound to Ramos. Ethan Alvano bringing the ball down. They will go to PJ, who fires from the top of the key. And 5 points right away for PJ Ramos.
And again, PJ Ramos killing Sam Deguara with his outside shooting. So far, that's something that the Hong Kong Eastern basketball team has yet to be able to find an answer to.
And Hong Kong Eastern has been shooting a lot of threes here in the first. Chan Chu Wing with a miss. Ramos all day. No go.
May have been a goaltending, actually.
To activate their DNA, which is being very competitive. He is also bringing in some Catalonia basketball culture today, which is all about being fast and aggressive inside the court. Because when he used to play there, he said that he was also making decisions for himself inside the court. And let's see if this basketball culture will be enough to battle the giants of Team Alab Pilipinas. Martin?
Thank you so much, Rox. Well, we know Coach Edu Torres likes to play that run-and-gun offense for this Hong Kong Eastern team.
First foul, rather, of Sam Deguara.
So earlier, they did not call the foul on him. It was only an out-of-bounds play. As Josh Urbistondo, good play for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. The 2-man game there between Ramos and Urbistondo. Switching roles there. Here's a steal. Kalen, good anticipation from behind. John Shu tangling up with Alvano. Finishes underneath.
And so far, PJ Ramos doing everything, shooting from the outside, being a facilitator for his team. After a slow 8-2 start, it's now tied at 10 apiece.
Oh, Ramos denied by Deguara. Ramos gets it back, airballs that one. Kalen back to PJ for 3. Short. And the rebound goes to Big Sam. The Saminator getting it to Marcus Elliott here, who brings the ball down. Eastern tied with Alab here, 10 apiece. Good fake by Marcus Elliott, and he is able to knock down the 17-foot jumper.
And Martin, so far, all the shots of Hong Kong Eastern basketball team has been from the perimeter or from the three-point area. So the perimeter defense of Alab Pilipinas has to be able to fight through those screens.
Yeah, because right now they're connecting on everything. Speaking of long-range bombs, Josh Urbistondo now with 5 points here in the first quarter. nailing a three-pointer there.
Talking about stepping up to the plate, Josh Urbanstondo, the captain of his squad, taking the place of Bobby Ray Parks as he is out with a groin injury.
But Marcus Elliott is taking over here in the first quarter. 7 points already. Half of the points coming from him for Hong Kong Eastern. Here is Ronaldo Balkman looking for Josh Urbanstondo. Does not get it to him. Instead, Balkman will post up against Elliott. Shovel pass to Ramos. Ramos drives. Oh, good drop off. And Dylan in the decision right now. Because they don't have a lot of players that can replace Deguara on the floor.
Because as we mentioned a while ago, Woo Chuk Pan already not.
That 2 personal fouls.
Remember, in their first matchup, he had 3 personal
Right.
fouls alone in the first quarter. So he definitely has to be wary about that. It's Darian Bassett.
Missing on the jumper there is ODB. And here comes Josh Urbanstondo. Setting the table now for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 2-man game with Ramos here. PJ challenging Deguara there. PJ too strong on the three-pointer.
And you see the respect of Deguara on PJ Ramos. He really is going out and closing out short on PJ Ramos.
That's right. Balkman, quick pass to Chong Son, who fires and drops it in. Kailan Chong Son, 6 points in the first quarter. A good balanced attack we're seeing here from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Kailan Chongson, who averages 39% from beyond the arc, drills his first 3 of the ball game, and Alab is now currently up by 5.
He is fulfilling his role perfectly for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Bassett still struggling from the field. Here comes Alab. Ethan Alfano on the hezzy, all the way to the hook. That basketball. We see here the 3-point field goals. 4 3-pointers here in the first quarter for Alab Pilipinas. 4 out of 6, 2 out of 4 for Hong Kong Eastern. And you got Marcus Elliott now going head-to-head with Kailan Chongson. He uses that screen. The cross-court pass here to John Chu. John Chu, no good from the corner. Great defense from Alab. Balkman on the move. Ronaldo puts it up. Abelona fires. Abelona in and out. And Deguara securing the rebound. Let's see how long can Deguara stay on the floor with those 2 personal fouls. John Chu from the right wing. Second straight miss for him. Alfano accelerates. Alfano goes to the other side.
And again, Ethan Alfano showing his athleticism, showing his basketball IQ on the floor, going all the way for his 4th straight point of the ballgame.
The burst of speed from Ethan Alfano, allowing Alab to take the 9-point advantage. 23-14. Hong Kong will go to Big Sam here. He will bump bodies with PJ.
Lead.
23-15. Big Sam splitting his free throws. Rebound advantage for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, also the #1 rebounding team in the league. 11-5 now. That is the advantage in that department for Alab.
And now Hong Kong going on a zone, a 2-3 zone actually. And again, PJ Ramos making them pay.
Wow.
When you go on a zone, you put up the outside shooting, you force the offensive team to shoot from the outside. And once again, PJ Ramos making them pay.
11 points here in the first quarter for PJ Ramos. And 11 is also the lead of Alab Pilipinas, 26-15. Abelona, that is too strong. And Hong Kong Eastern with the rebound here. Darian Bassett struggling here in the first quarter. Will try to get his rhythm here. 3-pointer from the top of the key is good.
And again, the defender went under the screen, and he just needs enough space to be able to take a good look at the basket.
But again, Bea, that's another 3-pointer for Hong Kong Eastern. Here's a 2-on-2 break. They go back outside. Darian firing, missing. Deguara ripping it out. And Sam.
So a very short lineup for Hong Kong Eastern basketball team, and with still the 2 world imports of Alab Pilipinas on the floor, we can definitely see them capitalizing inside the paint.
And PJ Ramos puts it on. ODB bringing the ball down here under a minute left in our opening quarter. 5 straight points scored by Hong Kong Eastern, trimming the lead down to 6 points. ODB, they will go to the corner. Tang Chi Hang knocks it down from the corner.
And PJ Ramos gave him all day to shoot that basketball, making him pay for the 4th 3 for Hong Kong Eastern.
So now it is down to a 3-point lead. 26 to 23. Last shot time for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Lodo to PJ. He turns around. He is clobbered by 3 blue shirts. And Hong Kong will get the steal. 4 seconds to shoot for ODB. He fires and airballs that shot. Got off to an 8-2 start, but again, Alab Pilipinas was able to catch up and grab that 11-point advantage at 1 point. But then Hong Kong Eastern ending the first quarter on an 8-0 run to make it a 3-point game.
Well, for Alab Pilipinas, their outside shooting really clicked, and that allowed them to get that big advantage of 11 points at 1 point in the first quarter. They're actually 9th in the league in 3 points made. They average only 9 threes per game, but so far they've made already 5, and that's in the first quarter alone. On the other hand, for the Hong Kong Eastern basketball team, they have been falling in love with that outside shot. They have no points so far inside the paint. As you see Lawrence Domingo making his presence felt inside the paint with his first 2 points.
And that's a big stat there, Bea. No points in the paint for Hong Kong Eastern so far. It's very hard to win a basketball game if you don't score in the painted area. At that time, O'Darian Bassett changing that, scoring on that lay-in. ODB, 7 points now in the ball game. Rosser in for Alab Pilipinas. Tomas Torres goes back out to Rosser. Good activity from Ricky Yang. Lineup on the floor for Coach Edu Torres. Tallest player is Adam Zhu at 6'5" right now. Ricky Yang serving as the point guard now for Hong Kong Eastern. They will go to Marcus Elliott, who goes one-on-one here against Domingo. Marcus dancing with Lodo. Marcus kicking it out to Ricky. Yang penetrates and attacks the defense.
For Elliott and Bassett, who can shoot and break down their defender off the dribble.
Here's Marcus Elliott, speaking off. At the corner right now, Elliott. On the hesitation, the pull-up jumper is good.
Good defense for Lawrence Domingo, but just better offense from Marcus Elliott, making it look so easy with that fadeaway jumper.
And he's got 9 for Hong Kong. Here's Rosser from inside. And Rosser converts for Alab.
And again, the bench scoring of Alab Pilipinas without their main gunner and Bobby Ray Parks. So far, the bench filling up the shoes of Bobby Ray. We saw Josh Urbisonde earlier, now Lawrence Domingo and Rosser.
First 2.
Hot. He said that the key to winning this game is all about patience, and he also expects them to have better ball movement, for them to continue to run on opportunities, and for them to use their team chemistry and lethal shooting skills to their advantage. Martin?
Thank you so much, Roxanne. Ricky Yang knocking down the jumper there. It is now a 2-point advantage for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
On a streak so far.
That's right. Allowing them to trim the lead down to 2 points here, 32 to 30.
And they're doing this without Sam Deguara, without a legitimate center on the floor.
That's right.
As you see already, 2 defenders challenging the shot of Marcus Elliott.
They're thriving on this run and gun offense on the floor. Here's Lodo, goes middle, goes back out. They swing it to Balkman. Ronaldo puts it up. It's just Rosser for 3. That is too strong. Marcus Elliott with the rebound. So Hong Kong Eastern successfully making Alab Pilipinas a perimeter shooting team there. And here's the rebound. Hong Kong Eastern, you see here the back-to-back local MVP, Bobby Ray Parks.
We actually saw him shooting a bit before the game, however, still not available today. And you told me that he'll be available in the next game of Alab Pilipinas.
He can only do limited movement on the floor. That's why Ray Parks is sidelined.
Misses the Santa Rosa gym very
That's
much.
right.
A lot of memories. Got their championship here in this gym.
Justin Brownlee here watching his former team as Alab Pilipinas takes the possession here. They go to Ronaldo. He's got Adam Zhu on him. Cross court to Chong Son, who knocks down the triple.
Slow on rotation was Marcus Elliott, leaving Chong Song wide open for that 3, his second 3 of the game.
So San Miguel Alab Pilipinas responding to the game plan of Hong Kong Eastern, knocking down their freeze here in the first half. Lao Lai goes back out to Adam Zhu. Tang Chi Hang faking, choosing to attack. Tang Chi Hang finishing no good. Ronaldo Balkman, pass was too strong. Now with Marcus Elliott. Elliott out to the bench for a breather for Hong Kong Eastern. 5.5 remaining in our first half. O'Darian attacking.
They take a jump shot.
And some development here for the home squad. That is Ethan Albano's third personal foul. So O'Darian Bassett pulling up for the jumper. That will be off again. Ronaldo Baltman getting the rebound and bringing the ball down for Alab. They will go to the corner. Orbistondo short. Bassett on the move, O'Darian. Lauzi live from the corner, knocks it down.
And O'Darian Bassett.
Watching the ASEAN Basketball League live on SNA right now. On different platforms actually. You can catch it as well on ABS-CBN Sports live streaming and Facebook account of Virtual Playground or Virtual Playground YouTube channel. There you go. 12 assists so far for Alab Pilipinas, displaying unselfish basketball. Chong Son goes back out to Orbistondo. Here is PJ, and that's a shot clock violation.
The ball, you see the players rotating right away. And that was able to cause another turnover, turnover number 9.
Wow. You saw the patience there from the Hong Kong players as well as the consistent activity. Domingo, jam it home! Lodo goes up, and down hard here in Santa Rosa.
And that was a momentum changer that was badly needed by Alab Pilipinas. One of the first few fast break points that we saw tonight.
And that is a 6th point of Lawrence Domingo, all in the second frame. Marcus Elliott again with a silencer on the other end.
That's a 12th point of Marcus Elliott so far, shooting hot from the outside.
Wow. And that's their perimeter shooting has been keeping them in this game. Talking about Hong Kong Eastern. O'Darian getting the steal off the errant pass. Here's ODP. He goes to Marcus. Elliott looking for a teammate. Again deflected by Lo Domingo.
Lawrence Domingo to be a hustle player defensively, offensively, on the glass all the time. As we see O'Darian Bassett continuing their hot shooting from the outside with another three-pointer. They've now snatched the lead, Martin.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Hong Kong Eastern is on top. Lawrence Domingo, floater. Lauzi Lai ripping that one out.
And they've done this slowly but surely, starting off with their defense.
Right.
And without Sam De Guara, they've been able to break down their defender one-on-one, as you see here, Darian Bassett missing with that floater.
So here's Ronaldo Baltman bringing the ball down. Alab Pilipinas looking for answers and consistency in this game. Ronaldo at the post, guarded by Adam Zhu. He gets the double team. PJ to Orbistondo. The fireball, no good. And Elliott gets the rebound.
Good extra pass by PJ Ramos, but Orbistondo unable to finish the three-point shot.
And you see there, Marcus Elliott pulling the trigger very quickly on that offensive set. No reward though. Here's PJ Ramos. He's got the advantage here.
Hong Kong Eastern really focusing on their defense. Their defensive rotation, forcing 10 turnovers for Alab Pilipinas, has allowed them to slowly inch their way back into this ball game.
Here's Kaylan missing from downtown, and it looks like they actually prepared for this kind of situation. Without Big Sam for a lot of time on the floor. Good preparation from Coach Edu Torres and the rest of the guys of Hong Kong Eastern as Adam Su misses the reverse. Baltman goes to Orbistondo, lobs it up. Ronaldo finishes with the left hand.
Or just waving to the camera, that should be fine.
That's also a segment here that we're offering in the Philippines. And here's Orbistondo with a steal and the score. The fireball. Scoring on the break.
And that's exactly what Alab Pilipinas has to do. Run the floor, push that basketball, and try to tire out this Hong Kong Eastern basketball team. As we mentioned earlier, they have a short lineup without Sam De Guara, without their backup center.
Orbistondo now with 7 points in the game. Lauzi Lai missing from the corner. That's PJ Ramos. Quick outlet. Ronaldo challenged by Bassett.
As Alab Pilipinas with Coach Jimmy Alapag at the helm.
Well, they're on pace in doing that so far. They're 9-2 right now after 11 games. But they're still seeing, of course, rooms for improvement for this team. I was able to talk to the coaching staff earlier. Ronaldo Balkman splitting the defense. They don't have the numbers. Sumalino adjusting there. No good on the shot. Now Tila retrieving the basketball. Up and down basketball here. Chan Chu-Wing drops it in.
Alab Pilipinas slow to get down, and Hong Kong Eastern killing them once again with their outside shooting. They saw PJ Ramos in the middle of the paint and that extra pass to the outside.
Hoping Sumalino overshoots that one. 2.2 here. Even 1 or 2 dribbles in. Ramos puts it down. Ramos puts it in! Half almost underway. And again, 4-point advantage for Alab Pilipinas going into the second half. Chan Chu-Wing missing the opening shot there. Tried to go all the way, could not finish with the lay-in.
Be able to have some points for improvement coming into the third quarter. One thing would be their turnovers. They had 10 turnovers in the first half alone. And secondly would be their perimeter defense, trying to shut down the guards of Hong Kong Eastern. But we see here Sam Deguara taking the start here in the second half.
Big Sam did not play in all of the second quarter. As O'Darian back, Coach Edu Torres there. Again, they want to get to 10-7, hopefully after this trip in Manila. PJ Orbistondo choosing to go closer. Floater is off. Balkman no good as well. ODB on the move. Bassett pulls up. Bassett knocks it down.
That's the beauty of Bassett. He's given the go signal, the green light to shoot that basketball, despite him making only 4 out of 13 shots in the first quarter. Continues to shoot from the outside.
Chong Son's splitting his free throws.
Well, Kalen Chongson together with Ethan Alvano really adding so much athleticism, energy. They may be the young guns for the Alab Pilipinas, but that has worked wonders into the advantage of Coach Jimmy Lapag and the rest of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, they have a lot of good wing guys here, good long guys. You got Rosser, you got Chong Son here, and you even got Sumalino on the bench for them. Ramos goes to Balkman. Balkman on the fade, too strong. Rebound goes to Alvano, short stab, still off. But the tipping will not work, and Deguara will secure the rebound for Hong Kong Eastern. Here comes O'Darian. Bassett, who scored his first basket in the second half earlier, goes to John Chu, who misses the three-pointer. Ronaldo Balkman puts it on the floor, attacking Deguara. Balkman on the follow-up.
That's a great thing about Ronaldo. Balkman does not give up on the play. Missed his first layup, but got his own rebound and the putback for Ronaldo Balkman. Again, much closer game compared to their first matchup 2 weeks ago, Martin. And this is definitely because of the adjustment of Hong Kong Eastern, even without Sam Deguara. As we see Marcus Elliott continuing his hot shooting from the outside, coming off that pick from the paint and then coming out and hitting that long jumper.
That is a long two for Marcus Elliott. But again, they continue to click from the perimeter. And PJ Ramos says, I can do it better on our end. 6-point lead for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas with that triple. Bassett tries to answer. Could not do that. Ronaldo Balkman gets it. Here's Ronaldo. Orbistondo squares his feet and drops in the long bomb there.
And once again, back-to-back triples, similar to the first quarter, going the way for Alab Pilipinas, and it's now a 9-point margin.
Sam Deguara looking for answers. Sam Deguara no good on the fade. And Alab Pilipinas will try to create a double-digit advantage here in the third. They swing it to Ramos for three. That would have been big. Bassett getting the rebound. Got tapped from behind.
The backcourt.
And that's why they're favorites to repeat this season. They can play it inside. They can also play it outside. Here's Bassett. Goes around. That is a
Team Alab Pilipinas is that all his players had a relatively sluggish start. That's why he asked his ball handlers and Ronaldo Balkman. If it's all about having a faster pace for Team Alab Pilipinas, for Coach Edu Torres of Hong Kong Eastern basketball team, it's all about finding their rhythm at the half. He also expects his team to be soldiers inside the court, for them to stay brave and fearless. Martin?
And so far they're showing that kind of composure here, but they could not keep this run by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. John Chu missing on the lay-in. Ronaldo softly lays it in. Most games here at least so far this season, Bea. And they're doing well. They're 8-0 on their home floor, trying to make it 9-0.
Exactly. On the other hand, for Hong Kong Eastern, trying to make a winning streak of their own after their first win versus Westport's Malaysia Dragons last January 23.
And Lo Domingo slow to get up after that hard screen.
But after the halftime break, Martin, just a different kind of Alab Pilipinas we're seeing. So much more aggressiveness on the defensive end. We see Josh Urbiston.
That's why the lead is back up to its biggest, tying its biggest here at 11 points, 56-45. And Alab Pilipinas, let's see if they can keep this going. Halfway done in the third. Balkman fires. Balkman drops it in.
And after a quiet second quarter with only 4 points across his name, Ronaldo Balkman answering to the call of Coach Jimmy Lapag, firing away from the outside.
7 third quarter points for Ronaldo Balkman. He now has 11. Marcus stops. Goes back out. Well anticipated by Josh Urbistondo. He goes to Albano. He fires and drops it in! Everything falling right now for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And the Spitfire guard, Josh Urbistondo, has really been the game changer in this third quarter. His defensive capabilities, creating those steals, has been able to create the lead for Alab Pilipinas, but then Hong Kong Eastern Chu just...
That's a triple for Adam Su, answering the free-pointer by Ethan Albano. But Alab Pilipinas earlier was the biggest. Ronaldo Balkman scoring in the painted area there.
And slowly we see here, Martin, the inside-outside game of Alab Pilipinas showing into perfection at his early
team. You got prominent players at the front line. You got prominent shooters as well, waiting at the free-point area. Bassett losing it. Ronaldo ahead of the pack. Balkman puts it up. No good. Adam Zhu gets it. O'Darian surveys the floor. Cross court. Chachu in with all day to shoot. No good. Ball tap out of bounds.
Jimmy Alapag. Alab Pilipinas is the one trying to outrun Hong Kong Eastern. We have to remember that Hong Kong Eastern plays with a very short lineup, and them tiring out the players on the floor works to the advantage of Alab Pilipinas.
And Alab again committing a turnover there. Marcus Elliott pulls up for three, drops that one in, and cuts the lead down to 13. Good breather there for Hong Kong Eastern.
So far, Marcus Elliott, the lone bright spot among the world imports of Hong Kong Eastern basketball team, continuing to shoot the lights out from the outside. But he has to get help from Sam Duguaras. You see Josh Urbistondo doing it on both ends of the floor. Another corner three from him.
13 big points for the Fireball. Again, stepping up for the injured Bobby Ray Parks tonight. Chan Chu Wing pulls up, Wing will score, and that's a two-pointer for Chan Chu Wing. Approaching the last 2 minutes of the third frame, they got San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in full control, trying to break the game wide open. Balkman from the corner, trying to back that one in. Albano with the rebound, still off. Domingo no good on the tip as well. Adam Zhu on the move. Chan Chu Wing fires. Chan Chu Wing no good. Deguara hustling for that rebound. It goes to Balkman. Ronaldo on the move. Here's Albano. He goes baseline back out to Urbistondo, who decides to fire and knock the triple down.
And this may just be the best game of Josh Urbistondo in season 9 of the ABL. 2 straight three-pointers, 16 points across his name. Just doing it everything on the floor for the captain of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
What a game here for the Fireball. Deguara banging bodies with Ramos. Could not answer. Alab Pilipinas on the attack again. Oh, Elliott getting up high for that denial. Chan Chu Wing. Oh, in and out on that one. And Hong Kong Eastern, well, they've been for 16 points in the ball game. Ethan Albano. Orbestondo, no good. That was a heat check for him. But again, Lodo getting them the second opportunity. Ronaldo, baseline, denied by Deguara. Remaining here in the third quarter. And ODB, Hong Kong Eastern, trying to find answers here offensively. O'Darian crossing over. This is a very shifty guard. ODB, Bassett with a score.
And the rare opportunity for O'Darian Bassett to be able to attack the basket and score. Third quarter already 16 points for him after a quiet 4-point game so far in the first half.
45-41. So that means it is a 28-14 quarter.
This is the #1 defensive team in the ABL, limiting their opponent to only 14 points in the third quarter alone.
Quarter begins with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas up by 18 big points, courtesy of that big third quarter they had, 28-14. We keep talking about this, Bea, earlier before the quarter ended. What a quarter there for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas to break this game wide open.
Well, definitely doing it on both ends of the floor. We saw the outside shooting clicking once again with Urbistonda and Balkman going on fire. But other than that, it was really their defense that created turnovers, forcing fast break, easy fast break points for Alab Pilipinas for them to be able to double the third quarter scoring of Hong Kong Eastern.
And they're showing why they are the #1 team in the league, as Adam Zhu counters the basket earlier by Ronaldo Balkman. How quickly they can turn a game around, Bea, just like that, in a snap, in a quarter. They were able to blow the game wide open. As
Pilipinas really working to their favor so far, despite them having 3 key additions to their lineup with Alvano, we have Chongson, as well as Rosser, who's currently on the floor. Well, that's what makes a really great team succeed. Knowing your role, whether it is to shoot from the outside or play defense well, such as Lawrence Domingo. And so far, their athleticism, their basketball IQ, and them sharing that basketball has been able to work wonders for this team that's currently at #1 in the league. See a great pass there by Pau Havilona, and the cutting Lawrence Domingo. Just another assist for San Miguel, who currently shares the basketball the most compared to all other teams in the league.
Lodo with 8 points in the ballgame. Elliott.
Despite the veterans not making the lineup this time, we have Rosser, Alvano, and Chongson. Just so much young guys with so much energy and athleticism that they bring to the plate.
We got deeper, taller, and longer here in season #9 as Adam Zhu converts on the pull-up J.
And once again, Hong Kong Eastern starting the fourth quarter without Sam Deguara.
So here is the press put on by Hong Kong Eastern. Almost a turnover there, but Torres will recover. Abelona, Thomas finding Rosser. Rosser catches that one high. And Rosser is able to put it in.
And on point, talking about athleticism and skying high for that ball.
The elevator, Brandon Rosser, with a basket for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Here's the kick out, Ricky Yang, hesitating, choosing to penetrate, and that's the good decision, or a good decision there by Ricky Yang.
And so far, once again, Hong Kong Eastern making do without Sam Deguara. They may have a short lineup, but still able to score that pass. As you see, Lauren Domingo once again.
Oh, the denial by Brandon Rosser. Wow. Point lead by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Over 3 minutes gone in our fourth quarter. And Pau Havilona doing the point guard chores here for Alab. Ramos doesn't shoot it. He goes to Brandon Rosser. Goes baseline, tried to drop it off. Domingo will recover. Domingo, no good on the scoop. Domingo gets it back. Still no good on the second serve. And the fans are a big part why they are still unblemished here in the Philippines, as Lao Tzu Lai scores on the jumper there. That's a three-pointer for Lao Tzu Lai, cutting the lead down to 16. And so far, based on the report of Roxanne earlier, Bea, Alab Pilipinas responding to the call of their head coach to outplay, out-hustle, and outrun this Hong Kong team.
Well, as Roxanne mentioned earlier in her third quarter report, Coach Jamil Apag described the play of his team in the first half as sluggish, but that was definitely turned around in the third quarter, which is why they've made this huge lead so far entering the fourth quarter.
No signs of struggle for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas here in the second half. Pau Pau getting it inside. Torres! Oh, denied by Big Sam. So here's PJ Ramos. Catch and shoot action. PJ swishes that one in.
And once again, PJ Ramos opting to shoot from the outside. We've rarely seen him go one-on-one inside the paint against the Guara in this ball game.
But a hard screen given up here by Sam. Balkman did not like it. Ethan Albano here.
It may just be the wake-up call that Hong Kong needs.
Lau Chi Lai knocks down the triple right away.
Just like that, coming off a baseline pick, Lau Chi Lai creating one more three-point shot for the Hong Kong Eastern, cutting the lead down to 14.
Ramos open look, decides to move closer, behind the back to Albano. No good on the shot. That would have been big for Alab Pilipinas. So that was a 4-point swing for Hong Kong Eastern. And here they are again on the attack, but they will turn the ball over. Now replacing Ricky Yang for much-needed scoring punch for Coach Edu Torres. 14-point lead for the defending champions. Albano goes to Rosser. Go back out to Ramos, who goes cross-court to Havilona, who knocks in the triple.
And after 2 tries for Pau Pau, Havilona on his third finally makes that outside shot. His first 3-point basket of the ball game. Timely outside shot for him.
And more importantly, putting out the fire. The small fire put up by Hong Kong Eastern, or created by Hong Kong Eastern.
And free throw shooters, 2 out of 2 on that clip.
So 15-point lead, under 4 minutes. Here in our fourth quarter, Marcus Elliott hounding Ethan Albano there. Ethan goes to Ramos. Ramos puts it on the floor. He goes to Brandon. Brandon runs into a break. Has 5 seconds to shoot for Alab. Catch and shoot action. Rosser, that was halfway down for Brandon, but it did not work.
So it's exactly the stop that Hong Kong Eastern needed.
Oh! If they scored a basket in that possession, that would have cut it to 13 or 12.
And it was an unforced turnover.
So instead, the lead is back up to 17 points with that basket from Balkman. 88-71. Marcus getting Havilona to commit. He will slow it down, go back out to Bassett. O'Darian pulls up for that three-pointer. In and out for Bassett, hasn't gotten his shot tonight. Good anticipation from Adam Zhu. He gets the steal, but he's quarter. Committing timely turnovers as well. But here's a steal completed by De Guara. Quickly getting it to his point guard, Elliott. Marcus on the pull-up. Marcus drops it in calmly. Mount a comeback, Bea.
Exactly, they haven't gotten their rhythm in the whole of the second quarter. As you see, Sam De Guara, very quiet night for him. Only 6 points and all from the free throw line. So he has yet to score any field goal in this ball game. Again, been a pain that has been killing the Hong Kong Eastern basketball team going up against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in their second matchup of the season.
That's right. Marcus on the spin. He was a non-factor on both ends of the floor, getting his points all from the free throw line.
And aside from the 10th win, their 9th straight win at home. So still spotless in their home base.
Only undefeated team at home so far, Azur Bistondo.
Again with that steal, so just on point. We were talking about him off air. In the third quarter, he sparked that run together with Ronaldo Balkman and continuing his defensive ways, just being aggressive defensively, man-to-man, straight-up defense, getting that steal.
That's his second steal off the basketball game as De Guara alters that shot. Here is Bassett. O'Darian fires. No basket for Hong Kong Eastern. Another empty trip. Ronaldo Baltman will slow it down here. Time on the side of San Miguel Alab, Pilipinas. Approaching the last minute of this ball game. Ethan Alfano on top, one-on-one against Marcus Elliott. Ramos squares up. Could not knock it in, but Urbis Tondo with an offensive rebound for Alab, Pilipinas. And we are just waiting for the final score here. The lob inside, Balkman bothered by Deguara.
Shot clock 14 seconds.
On the defensive end.
Again, Sam Deguara, very quiet this night. Had few touches inside the paint. Got all his points from the free throw line, 11 points across his name. We saw a lot of perimeter scorers for Hong Kong Eastern, but definitely not enough.
Right. Of course, if you're Hong Kong Eastern, this is their first game without their backup center, Woo Chuk Pan. So they got a good feel of how they're gonna be, or how the makeup will be from this point on in the season.
And again for Alab Pilipinas, answering to the call of Jimmy Alapag, Coach Jimmy Alapag in the third quarter.
Dribbling this one out.
And once again, it was the third quarter.